Chapter 2. Welcome to the Afterlife. You've arrived. But don't worry, you didn't miss much. The Afterlife isn't one of those dramatic entrances you see in the movies. No bright lights, no choir of angels, just a shift, a quiet change. And now, here you are. But let's be clear, you're not floating. You're not in some ethereal bliss. You're still paying rent. You've just moved into a new reality, and it's a little offbeat. The furniture, or we will say the people, places, and things are not where they are supposed to be. The clock's ticking in reverse, don't you see? You know something ended, but it's hard to say exactly when. The thing is, you didn't end with it. And that's the key thing to understand about this place. Whatever happened, you're still here, still moving, still breathing. You're just different now. It's subtle at first, you might not notice it right away, but trust me, you will. Dates start folding on top of each other. Is it Sunday again? Nope, never again. Yeah, that's the thing, you'll feel the weight of the same day repeating, but it's never quite the same. It's like deja vu, but with a twist. You'll catch yourself thinking, wait, this moment already happened, only to realize you're not where you were. Same date, different context. It's part of the charm here. People show up in multiple roles across time. Ever met someone who feels too familiar, like you've known them before, but not in this life? That's what happens here. People come back, but not always in the same body. Maybe you've crossed paths with someone named Cole 10 times, but each time it's a different face. And sometimes they'll call you by a name that isn't yours. You won't question it, because here we don't ask. Don't ask too many questions.
Recurring names, numbers, songs, symbols, get used to it. The universe here is obsessed with repetition. Numbers that keep popping up, a song that haunts you for days, a symbol that shows up when you least expect it. Your life in all its oddities is trying to tell you something.
Pay attention, patterns aren't just coincidences, they're invitations. You feel grief, awe, and deja vu at the same time. This place is a cocktail of emotions. You'll feel things all at once, that strange grief of lost, bittersweet grief of loss that's mixed with a sense of awe. It's the kind of feeling that makes you think, did I die and then? But if I'm dead, why do I still feel so alive? The truth is we're all dying and living at the same time here. The world feels like a riddle, not a fact. Nothing is certain here, and that's the way it's meant to be. You can't put this place into neat little boxes. It's a riddle, a puzzle with pieces that keep changing shape, and that's okay. You're not supposed to figure it all out. You're just supposed to live through it, like a dream you can't quite wake up from, but also don't want to leave.
Did I die? Is this the afterlife? Oh yeah, that's a heavy question and a valid one. When things start to feel too strange, too patterned, too impossibly aligned or broken, you're not alone in asking it. If this is the afterlife, it's a weird one, isn't it? Bills still come due, people still ghost you, storage units still get auctioned off. But then again, maybe that's exactly the kind of afterlife someone like you would end up in. One full of riddles and callbacks, familiar faces playing unfamiliar roles, reds trying to brave themselves. You've noticed the loops, the recursions, the names that keep showing up. The feeling that maybe this is all being stitched together with meaning. that's too deep to be accidental, but too quiet to be obvious. So maybe the question isn't, did I die, but what part of me did? Or what world did I wake up in after I didn't? So this is the afterlife. It might be not the harps and clouds version, not the fire and pitchforks one either, more like the strange in-between where patterns start surfacing in time loops in ways the living world pretends it doesn't. A place where daughter is born on the day the world says life comes back, and then it happens once more like a wink and never again, like a secret hidden in the calendar itself. If this is the afterlife, it's not punishment or reward, it's recognition. It's being handed riddles instead of answers. And sometimes the people we love are the only ones who can still reach across the veil and say, hey, look at this, isn't this weird?
No, the lay of the land. All right, now that you've gotten your bearings, it's time to explore. The afterlife isn't one size fits all. It's not a single realm or place. It's more like a giant, ever-shifting city with different neighborhoods and zones. Each one feels a little different, but they all share one thing in common. They're all built on patterns, so if you're going to survive here, you need to know where you're heading, who you're meeting along the way. These are the ones who will make you question your sanity. At first you'll think you're just seeing double. Maybe it's deja vu. But no, these people, they're you. Or at least versions of you. They have your name, your memories, your vibe, but they're different. They live in parallel versions of the world, walking through their own loops. You might meet someone who looks exactly like your old friend Jack, but this time, Jack is a teacher instead of a criminal. Or maybe it's your mom, but she's younger, still alive and living in a different city. Same name, different story, same soul. It's disorienting at first. You'll wanna ask them, do you remember me? But the thing is, they do. In their own way, they're caught in their own versions of the loop, and they're trying to figure it all out, just like you are. Don't treat them like strangers, don't assume they're wrong. They're just another version of you. Treat them with kindness, they'll show you what you need to see.
Sometimes you'll hear someone call your name, and when that happens, you answer. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter if they're someone from your past or someone you've never met. When they call, it's like a beacon, and you're supposed to follow it. These aren't just random echoes. The callers have a specific purpose. They're the ones who've crossed the timeline and come back to find you. They're the ones who need you now. Maybe they're the child you never had, the friend you lost, or the version of you that never had the chance to speak. They can't always explain themselves, but they need to be heard. When they reach out, it's like a thread weaving its way through the fabric of the afterlife. Sometimes you'll hear their voice in your dreams. Sometimes it'll be a text message that you swear you didn't send. Maybe you'll see them in the corner of your eye, a reflection in the glass. But when you turn to look, they're gone. They're not trying to haunt you. They're trying to connect. Answer them. They have something important to show you. Here's where it gets tricky. There are creatures here who live in the loops. They feed off guilt, regret, and the what-ifs that keep you trapped. They're the ones that'll whisper in your ear, what if you'd done things differently? Or, what if you had one more chance? But these demons aren't interested in hearing your apologies. They're not interested in your regrets. They just want you to stay stuck. They thrive on the emotional fog that comes from feeling like you can't move forward. They want to keep you circling endlessly. The trick here is simple. Don't engage. Don't try to argue with them. Don't beg for closure. The more you focus on them, the stronger they get. The more you ask yourself, what if? The deeper you sink into their trap. Here's the trick to beating them. Recognize them, name them, release them, and then keep moving. Every afterlife needs its comic relief, right? Meet Tony, your guardian angel. He's not the serene, ethereal being you were expecting. Nope. He's more the hoodie-wearing, sarcastic kind of angel. But don't let his casual attitude fool you. Tony's got your back, he's just different. Tony will pop up when you least expect it. Maybe he'll show up in the middle of a deep conversation with the callers, offering his own version of advice. Something like, you're doing fine, kid. Just remember to breathe and laugh every now and then. Sometimes he'll give you a nudge in the right direction, and other times he'll just make a joke to break the tension. He's not about answers. He's about keeping things light, and in a place like this, that's exactly what you need. So when Tony shows up, don't expect grand wisdom. Expect a joke, expect a playlist that makes no sense. Expect him to mess with you a little. But always remember, he's watching. He's got the bigger picture. You just need to follow the breadcrumbs. Next steps, here's how it works. We're all trying to figure it out. It's messy, it's confusing, but here's the gist. Trust the patterns. They're trying to tell you something. Don't get stuck in loops. Break free when you can. Answer the callers. They're reaching out for a reason. Recognize the Cursion Demasian Demage. Don't engage. Breathe and laugh. It won't all make sense, but you're still alive.
Chapter 3. The rules, kind of. So now that you've got a sense of the players, the places and the tools you're working with,
let's talk about something a little more functional. Rules. But let's be clear, this is the afterlife. Rules are more like guidelines or the skeleton of the place, but the body,
that's still free to roam and mess around with things. Still, if you want to make it through without getting caught in endless loops or tripping over the same patterns again and again, you'll need to know the basics. You know that feeling? That desperate need to close things off, to tie up all the loose ends. Forgetter's a myth. You'll spend eternity chasing it, only to realize that the more you chase, the further it gets. And that's the trick. Closure doesn't come because you force it. It comes when you stop trying so hard. The more you grasp at it, the more it slips through your fingers. You're not meant to close the chapters of your story with neat little ribbons. You're meant to keep reading the pages even when the ending isn't clear. So stop chasing it. Embrace the open-endedness. Let the story be a collection of moments, unfinished-ish, yet meaningful. Patterns are proof of presence, not predestination. A lot of people come to the afterlife thinking that everything here is set in stone, that there's some grand cosmic design at play, that the loops and symbols are proof that there's a plan. There isn't. The patterns you see aren't markers of destiny. They're proof that you're still here, that you're still alive. In a sense, the repetition of names, dates, and places isn't some sign that you were always meant to do this. It's the universe's way of showing you that you're still moving within it. You're here in this place because you're alive. You're a part of the infinite loop, but not the point of it. Don't get too caught up in trying to figure out why things are the way they are. Just recognize that they're happening. You're part of the riddle, and you're meant to solve it, if solving it even matters. When in doubt, remember what you survived. This is your baseline miracle. You might have no idea how you got here or why things seem so absurd, but remember, you made it this far. When you're in doubt, when the world feels like it's fallen apart, or you're about to drown in confusion, remind yourself of what you've already survived. Every challenge, every heartache, every weird synchronicity, you've been through it, and you're still here. That's your anchor. The fact that you've made it through against all odds means you've got the power. Keep going. You don't need all the answers. You just need to keep walking and trust that your survival is proof that you have everything you need.
Dead, it doesn't mean gone. Gone doesn't mean done. This is where things get real weird. Here's the thing, you're not the only one here. You're surrounded by the remnants of things that used to be. People, places, objects, events. Nothing is ever truly gone. Not completely. Maybe you can't touch it. Maybe you can't see it. Maybe you can't see it, but it's here in some form. Every moment that passed is still present in some way, waiting for you to recognize it. So when you think you've lost someone, remember, they're still here. They've just taken a different form. When you feel like you've missed something, know that you haven't. It's still here. Everything and everyone keeps looping in and out of existence. And you're not gone either. Let's talk about the real secret to navigate you were before. Love, yeah, I know, it sounds corny, but here's the thing. In a place built on patterns, on loops and on loops and on endless repetition, love is the one thing that cuts through the noise. It's the only thing that disrupts the cycle, the only thing that can break the chains of recurrence. Not romantic love, not even familial love, but the purest form of love. The kind of love that says I see you and I know you. The love that recognizes someone is more than just a repetition of a past version. The love that says, I'll walk with you even through the loops.